What we're going to demonstrate now is a very step-by-step way of helping your child learn, your nonverbal child, learn to make a communication exchange for something he or she may want. Because we want them to reduce their frustration and anxiety by being able to communicate their needs and wants rather than just going to get what they want and not having a communication exchange. This is one way to teach them to communicate with you. Now, rather than just reaching for your Cheeto, there's no communication exchange there. You've just gone and got what you want. And so now what I'm going to do is teach you how to recognize the picture. You can either use a picture of the Cheeto bag taken by with your camera, and you could glue it on a piece of foam that you can find at any of your local stores. You could put a magnet on it, and for later use, put it on your refrigerator. That makes it easy to find. Or you can use the actual Cheeto bag, and you can put that either on your refrigerator or have it handy for your child to be able to point to at first to learn that this is what you want. You want the Cheeto, correct? All right, very good. So now, show me what you want. Very good. And if your child is able to grasp, then you can teach them how to hand you the picture of the Cheeto, make that exchange, and then you get the Cheetos. Success!
Hi, I'm Paul Glasgow. I'd like to introduce you to a brand new organization in the Lake area for our young people called Little Ranger Shooting Academy. Little Ranger Shooting Academy is a youth gun safety experience designed to promote gun safety and sports shooting while making the overall experience enjoyable and one that no child is likely to forget. And when we say all children, we mean all children, including those with special needs such as autism, any developmental delay, any impairment, any handicap. Again, when we say all children, we are not leaving anyone out. The Little Ranger Shooting Academy is a recognized NRA youth event. It's actually going to be held right here at the spacious Lake Charles Gun Club. And speaking of the NRA, the gun safety portion of our program will actually be administered by a certified NRA trainer. And the NRA is not the only partner we're excited about. Daisy BB Guns, maker of the world's most popular and recognizable BB gun, the Red Ryder, the one we all started out with, is providing rifles for all participants of the Little Ranger Shooting Academy. Maybe I need to practice a little bit. So come on out to the Lake Charles Gun Club, Saturday, June 9th at 9 a.m. for the Little Ranger Shooting Academy Youth Gun Safety Day.
I think one thing to just be aware of or make parents let them know is that to really understand that it is a spectrum disorder, that just because your child has one or two of the behaviors and things like that, that what works for one child may not work for another. I know in my son's case, there are several different boys in his class, and if you walked in the room, they're all 3, 4 on different levels, and just to make sure that, to understand that autism has such a wide variety of behaviors and things that parents need to look at and address, that just because my child does one thing and not this, and so seek out what's best for you in your case. Get on the internet and look at your child's immune system, their behaviors. I mean, it's a whole body disorder that different things may need to be addressed for different reasons. And just because what worked for one parent may not work for you, but don't get discouraged that just because that didn't work for them, you may find something else that works best for you. With the communication side of everything, we have to understand that some kids with autism are very verbal, are very vocal, and sometimes say things that they don't think, but that doesn't mean that your child that's nonverbal won't ever get to that point. And I just think we have to be aware that typically developing children learn communication through everyday things, that simple things like pointing and things like that, that children just learn that, okay, if I point, mom's going to go get that for me, or look, where our children with autism don't do that. And it's something that they have to develop, and we don't ever want to take that for granted, that just because they may not have it at one point, that's a skill that they can learn. Usually children with autism have to be taught imitation skills, that normal children, they'll imitate their parents or their siblings or their peers, but children with autism, pretend play, things like that, just don't come naturally for them. And so those are things that we have to look at and develop in many different ways. Just because one child with autism picked up that skill fast doesn't mean that the other one won't get it. It just may take a little while, or the steps may have to be broken down to more foundation components.
Like most parents with autistic children, Jill is a very aggressive advocate for her child, and because of that, some of the issues facing them are less of an issue nowadays. We're happy to announce that Brady is doing a whole lot better in many areas, but Jill is still working as hard as she possibly can with Brady, and being an amazing little human that Brady is, we only expect amazing things out of him.